There is probably no God. Now stop worrying and enjoy your life. That is the billboard that an atheist organisation have succeeded in raising enough money to put on the side of a bunch of bendy buses in London. I think this is a good thing. This campaign started, I remember when it first started a few months ago, and it kind of ground to a halt. It didn't quite make enough money, it didn't have a lot of publicity, and people gloated about it. Mainly actually American sort of religious people on the internet gloated about it. But they restarted it. Just a few days ago I saw it on the BBC News 24, and they restarted the campaign, and they had a target of £8,000, and they've raised nearly 10 times that, something like that. I could be completely wrong, but they exceeded it by a big amount. So it won't just be so many buses for 4 weeks now. It's going to be maybe a bit more all over the country for a bit longer, and it'll be in January. I'm looking forward to seeing them. Reason why is there's a lot of religious adverts on the sides of buses. I've seen sort of big posters, mainly around West Norwood and other parts of South London, and these big posters advertise preachers visiting, like what is it, Juanita Bynum, Ayabo prophetess, who I looked up on the internet and saw how she has to write her sermons with an $8,000 pen, and basically takes a lot of money off people. Also, some of the bus adverts for Christian, some of the Christian bus adverts, they were sometimes quite gentle, and they normally have something life affirming, like "I am the light, follow me." But when you went to the website, that's when you'd get threatened with hell. And it would be a more sort of fire and brimstone Christianity coming at you, but not all of them. I think some of the Christian adverts I've seen have been lovely. There's a few that just basically are trying to foster a happy congregation, and I think I can see a line from the Bible and take inspiration from it. I think there's plenty of beautiful poetic lines that can make me feel pretty good when I read them. Which is why I like this atheist one. Which is, there is probably no God, so stop worrying and enjoy your life. I think that's just a positive message, and I don't think it's really aimed at it's not aimed at some religious person who's going to walk past it and be converted instantly. It hasn't quite got that conversion zeal that a lot of the atheist sort of new atheist movement has had. It's a bit more chilled out, and I think it's aimed at someone who perhaps is having trouble, who maybe has lost their faith and they've not admitted it to themselves, or they feel bad about it, and I think that's the kind of person that advert's going to reach out to. And the other cool thing, I think, is how some of the British and London religious groups have responded, which is the Muslim Council of Britain. I think they said something like, well, you need a bit more proof than that, but they've been fine about it. There's been Methodist ministers who also say it's good for people to question their faith, and I just really like it. It says a lot about sort of London and Britain, that there's no big war sort of brewing up because of this, apart from one group called Theos, who are run by a guy called Paul Woolley, who's also he was the head of a Christian conservative thing, which is great because there's a humanist conservative group has just launched as well. So it's all very even, but Theos were a bit snobby about it. But yeah, so it's just good stuff, and I don't want everyone in the world to become an atheist. I don't blame religion for all the ills of society, but I just think it's good that the campaigns by many Christians and campaigns by Islamic groups are being joined by atheists and agnostics as well. Maybe in an ideal world, no one will put religious stuff on the billboards of buses. Maybe You know, I've just changed my mind a little bit. Maybe this will lead to something. Maybe we'll start having a little arms race, and the adverts will just get more and more full on. And they'll, you know, like how you get those videos on YouTube where people who believe in God and people who don't believe in God argue with each other. You'll have it, but with buses. They'll say one like argument, you know, there's probably no God, and there'll be a Christian one which will look exactly the same, and it will say something like, there is probably no hell, but what chance do you want to take? And then the atheist bus will go along with, what hell do you want to choose? Because you could pick the wrong religion. And they'll say, well, at least we've picked one on the other bus. And then the atheist one will come along and go, but what if I pick one, I just waste my life? And then the other one will come along and go, I'm not wasting my life, you atheist dipshit, you're going to hell, you're going to burn. And the other one will go, I get to watch telly and drink beer and sometimes go to work and go shopping on Sundays. And then the other one will come along and go, well, I'm a Mormon and I've got so many wives and I get so laid all the time. And the atheist will go, how do I convert to Mormonism? No, they might not. Anyway, sorry about that digression, but I'm looking forward to seeing these adverts on the buses. I'm not the kind of guy that walks around wearing a sort of like God is Dead t-shirt, and although I have read my copy of The God Delusion in public with the big cover. It's my least favourite Dawkins book, actually. God, I really am one of those atheists, aren't I? I'm too nice about religion. Well, I have reasons to, you know. I think I've got past my angry atheist phase, but you know, I like this bus advert. It speaks to me about positive atheism, which is a good thing.